Hello, welcome to Cat Studio. Today we're making a gnome out of a cranberry juice bottle, and it's about 10 inches tall, and we're using a kitchen towel for covering it and for the hat. And I did put a small piece of felt on the circle where it kind of dips in a little bit, and we'll probably hot glue that on. I just taped it on to see, if it was going to work. So a little hot glue to stick that down. And I'll probably leave the tape on there. And let's see, the next thing we're going to do is put some felt around the neck of the bottle. I've already cut a piece of felt, probably 4 inches wide, fold it in half and then wrap it around the bottle and put the cap back on. And then we're just going to hot glue that on. And that's going to help it not dip in so much when we put the towel on. So we'll just glue that all the way around and just put a little glue here and there. And if you're using a different bottle, you may not need this. Not sure, what kind of bottle you might want to use. But for me, this cranberry juice bottle was, it just was calling my name. So I have these fasteners. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're either nuts or bolts. So if y'all know what they're called, let me know. So we're going to use those. I have so many of them from a project I previously made. We're going to glue them onto the bottom of the bottle in that dent that is underneath. And we're using that for weight and one in the center. So now that we have that done, I previously, put this together. I wrapped it all up, made sure it fit. So I wrap it around the bottle and make sure it's about an inch overhang so that we can roll that edge up and glue it so we won't have any frayed edges. So that portion right there is 8 inches that I folded up that we're cutting off of I think it's a 24-inch towel, kitchen towel. We'll save that hat for later. And now we're going to hot glue the edge up about, I'm guessing about a ½ inch. So just push that edge up without burning our fingers, hopefully. And then that's complete. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna glue that bottom edge to the bottle. And what next? Let's see. Yep, we're just gonna pull that up over the bottle and put a little bit of glue on the edge of the bottle there. And pull that up and make sure that your bottom edge to my right there is right at the edge. That makes sense. And then we're going to glue the rest of that on. And luckily for me, the hot glue was not melting the bottle. So I was worried about that. So here we go, putting that towel over it. And that kind of pulls the wrinkles out a little bit. And then we're going to glue that seam up. And that seam on the end of the towel I'm putting over the top of the part we glued, the edge that we glued. Then we're going to just glue that seam all the way up. And I'm just standing it up to, give a look at it to see how cute it is or isn't. I just, have to test it out to see if I like it the way it is. And then we're just going to tie the top of that up. And I'm just noticing right now that I can see my felt through it, but the beard should hide that. Now let's rubber band the top of it up. Just easier to get the tie on it if I rubber band it first. So then we're going to put a string around that. Always remember that you have to put a string. If you're rubber banding it shut, you definitely have to tie it off with a string or something. And maybe a little hot glue on the knot as well. Then we're going to roll that top down. And that kind of acts a little bit like stuffing for the hat. Excuse my hair. And then we're just going to glue the back down. Glue the sides, tack those down. And then across the front, we're going to glue that down as well. All right, he's coming along. And then I'm just reaching in for the shoulders to make sure that I didn't pull that down too far, because that hat will fit down over the shoulder of the bottle. It's like 8 inches by however wide. I don't recall. However wide a kitchen towel is. And then I roll the edge up. And then what I'm going to do is clip that together so that I can hold it in this spot and take a look at it, see if it looks good. And just pinch it up together, and again, take another look at it. I do that a lot. And then what I'm going to do is, since that fits right in that spot around the bottle nicely, it's not too snug, we're going to glue that together. And that cuff, put that up. And then I might put a little bit of glue underneath the first cuff as well, or I might not. So let's pull that off and then just glue that seam up the back so our head is put together. There we go, a little glue on the seam, and then put that together as evenly as you can. All right, the next thing that we're going to work on is we're going to turn the hat. Actually, I just glued the front of the cuff up. I'm not sure why, but I would turn it inside out, and then we're going to tie up the end of the hat. We're going to gather it up. And I know I was pinching it together when I had it on the other way, but it's just so I could see how it looked gathered up. So now we'll just double tie that. We kind of wrap the string around twice and then tie and then knot. I knot it twice, and a little hot glue on that knot as well. Cut that off, and then we're ready to test it out on our gnome head. We're going to cover the bottom of this eventually. It's what I'm trying to let you know, so that won't show. Or you could leave it open, maybe drill a hole in the bottom and put lights up through there, because they will shine through this white towel for sure. And that's probably what I'm going to do on my next one, is put lights in it. Okay, I'm just fitting the hat on now, and I'm liking it. So we're moving on to covering the bottom. And I cut a piece of paper to glue on the bottom first that fits on the bottom, and then I need a piece of felt to go over that. So that piece of paper, I'm gluing just the edges, and I'm trying to not glue the center of it because I don't want it sunken down in the middle where the weights are that we glued in first. And then just pop that on, and then cut out the a little trim there. So now we're going to cut out the felt piece, and I just set the bottle on there and drew around it. So I'm cutting that out, and I'm going to glue that on the bottom of the paper so that kind of holds it flat, that paper does. So glue around the edges, and then lay the felt in there. And squish it down, make sure it's on there good and snug. And then we're moving on to the next step. And we're going to glue some fur yarn around that. The fur yarn that I got was a Lion brand. And you have to remember, when you're putting this fur on, it is like twisted fur, I believe, because I have had it come apart on me. So be careful when you're gluing that, you keep it twisted. And then we'll just glue that all the way around. We always start in the front, the center front, and then work our way to the back so that we don't have a seam showing in the front. And we trim that down and glue the rest on the left side. We'll finish that off. So once you stand that up, and you won't see the bottom at all. I mean, when you have it standing, and it looks good if you turn it upside down. Because the fur covers that edge of the paper and whatnot that we put on. Okay, now you notice that I put the hat on. I turned it up one more time because I thought it was a little too long. And now we have our beard, which we've already previously cut at 3 inches wide by 4 inches long. and I did double that up. But first things first, we're going to cut some arms, and for that I cut a piece that's 6 inches from the bottom hem up of a different towel, but it does go with the same set, so the colors kind of match. So a 4x6 piece for the arms, so I need 2 of those. So we'll cut those both out, and then we're gonna glue those together and stuff them. So we're gonna glue that down so that the seam is on the outside and the raw edge is on the inside. So we'll put the hot glue on the rough edge side, and then pull that seam up to it and glue that down. And the same treatment for the other one, the other arm. We'll glue that one down as well. And now they're stuffed with polyfiber fill and ready to put the hands on. I'm just gluing wood beads on. I think they're like a 3/4 inch or a 1 inch wood bead with a hole in it. You could use any kind of bead you wanted to, but I think the 1 inch ones fit the best. All right, and so next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue those arms onto the body. And zhuzh my hand around a little bit. Get some glue on the very ends. I'm going to glue those ends together on the arms before I put them on. I'm just seeing how I like it there first, and then I glue the very end and push that together. And the other one as well. I know some of this is off camera, I apologize. All right, now the arms are going on underneath the hat. There we go. Cuteness. All right, now the other arm goes on right about the shoulder area is where the shoulder of the bottle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just before it goes up to the neck. I don't know how to explain that, but all right, now we're gonna hold that in for a second, and then we're gonna glue down the hat. Are we going to do that yet? I'm not sure. Oh, let's look at how he looks with the arms in the front. And I'm kind of deciding whether I'm going to, do that kind of thing where he was holding a gift or who knows what, or not. So I think I decided not. So next thing we're going to do is put on the beard. And then we're gluing 2 pieces together because I feel like this flat bottle needed a little poof. So I cut a 3x4 inch piece, and then a scrap piece that I had left over is 3 by like 1 inch. I don't know. Push those together, and then we're going to glue that on to around the shoulder area, looks like. And there we go. We're pressing that beard on. I hold that for a second. Then I kind of brush out the beard at the top so it looks a little bit like a mustache right down the center. And then our nose goes on, which I previously put a little bit of pink eyeshadow on. And we'll put the nose on, and he is just about finished. Only thing we need to do now is fix the hat up. I'm going to put some glue on the shoulders. A little bit there, a little bit glue on the other shoulder. I think I already did that. And then across the nose, oh no, I didn't, not yet. So across the nose I did first, and then I did the other shoulder. All right, he's all set. And I think I glued the back on. I just didn't show you that because I don't know why. So I'm brushing his beard out, and I'm just letting you know that get that beard how you like it. When you're finished, trim it down if it needs trimming, and then hairspray it. And again, I'm still deciding how I'm going to do the arms, but I finally decide that I'm going to glue them straight down. And I think on my next one, because I don't have anything for him to hold right now, but I'm going to get like a little gift box or something, and maybe dress him in a Christmas towel. All right, we'll glue that second arm down. Kind of even up the hands too, because you can zhuzh that around a little bit if they're crooked. All right, little palm on the top of the hat, and he is going to be good to go. All right, hot glue it on and pop it on there for a second. And here he is in all his glory. He is so beautiful, and he turned out so wonderful. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hit the subscribe button and the like button, so that you'll hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you'll get notified when I make new videos. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I can get back to you on that. And that is the end of the video, I think, pretty soon. And it was really fun to make this, and really it takes no time at all. I know the video seems long, but it's really pretty quick to put together. So get yourself a juice bottle and get making cute little gnomes that are 10 inches tall. And he's a good, hefty size. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.